Completely God or just partial?
His left side, he's not, he picks his arm up, it goes like this.
Oh.
He tells his brain to pick it up and won't move.
The body is a mess. That's why it's not good to get old. Getting old ain't pretty.
Spirit is strong, but the flesh is weak.
And getting old is a mess. He left that part. 3 old people and me. We got to find a way to stop at some point. You know what I mean? Because the body will fall apart. Is there something? I thought God loved us. What are we waiting for, Bill? $30. 30 seconds. Is this your first time here?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
I'm from San Diego, but I live in Riverside now.
Was he Jewish?
Yes, sir.
That leave you out.
Yeah.
Welcome. Sorry about this. I just take the mint out. Welcome to the fellowship. I'm Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being with me. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hake of the Hake Report will take your questions and comments and pass them on to me, all right? Happy Valentine to all the ladies out there. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. And happy Valentine's to the ladies. We don't supposed to say happy Valentine to men, right? But nowadays you can, especially if you're a trans man. And so we have to say happy Valentine to everybody because we don't know if you're a trans man or not. So happy Valentine to all. Any questions or comments? Yes, sir.
I don't know if you remember that one hashtag Free Diddy. I started watching the documentary on HBO yesterday, and it's crazy to believe they were talking about how the mom was to him, and it carries over straight into Diddy the way he was. Like she was very possessive, controlling. She beat him, and it's crazy how I was just making connections. I was just writing, and I was listening to it in the background. And then I was just going over my notes for the week, and a lot of them are from your radio show. And it tripped me out that how Diddy's basically his mom, and how true that plays out into adulthood.
Nice. Are you for Free Diddy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah? You said hell yes?
Yeah.
In church?
I mean, it's just a spirit. Like, he just has to overcome.
No wonder you for Free Diddy. But yeah, it started with the mother. I don't care what anyone says. All of our problems start with our mothers. The hell comes through the mother. And it's not her nature, but it's the nature that has been passed on to her by Eve. And thank God, he made it possible for all of us to overcome it. Once we admit that we're evil, we have the nature of our mother, which is not her own nature. And in that moment, you can start to overcome it, just like that. But the hardest thing in the world for human beings to do is to admit that they are evil. We lie and say, oh, that's a nice person. That's a good person. Even when someone died or something, they always say, oh, she was he was such a good person, and they be lying. And we're all evil until we start to work on ourselves. And that spirit comes through the mother. Anybody disagree with that that's here for the first time? You disagree too?
I don't disagree.
The man behind you. Okay, hold that thought. Let me go to the young lady first. She had her hand first. And hold your thought. Yes.
Wait.
She didn't understand the question.
Do you disagree that the evil comes through the mother?
Oh, no. I discovered.
Oh, you discovered that?
Yeah, after discovering you, I discovered that it does come from the mother.
Yeah, and what was it like to realize that, see it for yourself? Was it easy to accept, or did you try to reject it?
I think for me it was easy to accept because I was always a daddy's girl. So I was very close to my dad, and then once I discovered you, I realized all the stuff that my mom had, done wrong, that
Yeah.
I resented her for that.
And did you forgive her?
Yes.
And how did that go when you went to her?
Well, I'm Armenian, so I was trying to explain to her in Armenian, and she automatically started telling me how, well, the way she was raised and how her life was, and, she didn't want to take responsibility.
Yeah.
But I understood. I forgave her, and we have a better relationship now. We actually I enjoy talking to her, and we laugh, and,
Right on. Nice.
so.
What's your first name?
Bartuhi?
And this is your first time?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How did you hear about us?
Well, I discovered you last year during White History Month. And
You gotta admit, July just feels white.
it does. It does.
Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
it's amazing.
And now we're making America white again. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. Well,
Yes.
good. Any questions? on
I
that?
do have a question.
Okay.
'Cause ever since July, I've been listening to you every day, and I started doing the silent prayers. When you say that we pray and our prayers are going to the devil, I kind of disagree with that, because
Okay.
every prayer that I've prayed for has come true. God has answered my prayers. And in July, actually, I was praying to God to get me out of, I was in a situation with a family member, and I was going through a really hard time, and I was just, please, God, show me the light. Like, I want my family members to find out the truth, because it had something to do with my own family. And I don't have any social media. I only look through YouTube to videos. And your video popped up. It was a short one. You said, stop worshiping the devil in your imagination. And that just clicked. And I started checking into your page, and everything you were saying, I was doing that in my head. There was a war going on in my head from October until July.
Yeah.
After I started listening to you, I've become a new person, and I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I was angry, bitter, short-tempered. Now it's just, I have peace in my head, and
Right
I
on.
thank you. I wanted to come. I came from Oxnard, so I came to thank you just for that.
Right on.
My life is just,
If you stay with it, you haven't seen anything. It gets better. Really, really get better.
I trust.
Are you married?
Yes,
And do you obey your husband?
I think so.
No, no. Hold on, husband. Let her answer.
As far as I think I do, I think so, I do. I grew up wanting to be, being the woman. I don't like being, I don't want to wear the pants in the house. I enjoy cooking. I prayed to be a stay-at-home mom. I was blessed enough to be. So I think I am.
Okay. Does she obey?
Oh, yeah, I mean, very nicely though, yeah.
Is it because you don't give out any instructions?
I don't nag or anything like that, I don't do anything. I have no need to.
Okay.
But after she started listening to you, with me, she's changed a whole lot.
Right on.
I mean, for the better. For little things she used to nitpick on, this and that, she doesn't do that anymore. She realizes when she does that, I just ignore her and just walk out of the room.
Right on.
So that doesn't happen anymore, thanks
Nice.
to you.
And did you forgive your mother too?
Yeah, I didn't have to forgive her for anything, really.
You didn't have to forgive her for anything?
Well, I don't know. Well, I had a great mother. I didn't have a.
Is she dead?
Yeah,
Oh,
both
she
my
did.
parents are. Yeah.
And so was she perfect?
No, not at all.
Did she make some mistakes?
A lot.
And did she do things or say things that you wish that she would not have done or said at the time?
A few things, yes, that's correct.
And why do you forgive her for those things?
Well, she was an alcoholic, so when she said those things, I knew it was because of the drinking. So that's why I forgave her for it.
But she didn't say those things because she was drunk. She said them because she was angry. I mean, evil.
Okay.
And that's why it impacted you when she was saying it would bother you, because you hated the evil in her.
That's correct.
And so you got to forgive her. Though she's dead, just realize she could not help herself. The same anger you have, it came from her. And realize as you can't help yourself, she could not help herself. And then God will forgive you.
Okay, well, I didn't find a need to forgive her. I just didn't. I don't know.
How will God forgive you if you don't forgive her?
I guess he won't.
Right, he won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to stay in your hell?
No, I don't feel like I'm in hell.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't have.
You have perfect peace?
I have peace. I do.
You have
yeah.
perfect peace?
Yeah, I do. I think I do. Maybe I don't.
Right on.
But I think I do.
So you never get angry?
On the road, sometimes I get upset.
You get angry on the road?
Yeah, if somebody's in front of me and they're not that they have to get in my way or anything, but sometimes they do things that almost get us into an accident. That's the only
Right.
time I really lose my temper. Not to myself. I don't. It's not like.
Yeah, don't yell out the car. Out,
No, I don't
and
do
don't
anything.
hunt your home.
It's to
Nowadays, they'll
it's
kill
to
you.
myself.
Yeah,
that kind of-
and you never get angry at your wife?
No, I never. I don't find it helps anything. I'd rather just not say anything. And if I argue with somebody and they want to win that argument,
Right.
let them think what they want to think.
That's right.
That's what I want to do. I don't, because there's no point in it. You're not going to change somebody's mind. And that's what I think anyway. So yeah, I have a good relationship with my wife. I don't
Okay.
have yeah.
And you were not angry at your father either?
No, never. I never was.
So you never were angry at anyone?
Well, I guess there's a few people maybe, but I don't really recall. I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep on living
I will.
and watch what's going on inside of you.
Yes, definitely,
Right on.
definitely. And I have the utmost respect for you too, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, the young man in the back, you disagree that the anger come through the mother?
I don't
you
disagree.
want?
I just don't understand. I've been listening here, and I've dabbled in listening. These two listen to you quite often, so I hear it, but I don't quite understand it. And some of the terminology you use is foreign to me.
Like what?
Devil and hell and all that. I mean, I was raised Jewish. I don't really identify with the religion anymore.
Oh,
but,
I see. I love the Jews.
Have dinner at my house one time. You'll see.
The one thing I love about the Jews, there are a whole bunch of things, but every Friday they have a party and they have wine. They have like a bunch of wine. If you're a wino, go to a Jewish party on Friday. So you don't understand what now?
I was kind
Oh,
of
about the devil? Oh, go ahead.
I was just identifying with this gentleman here. I mean, my mother had a lot of shortcomings and a lot of weaknesses.
Right.
But I understand where she got them and why she had them. So I just look at her as a flawed human being. I'm not sure why there's a forgiveness or I'm stumbling there.
Well, the reason you forgive them so that you can overcome the spirit that's in them that made a home in you. The emotions that you have, the anger that you have, emotions, the up and down, it came from your mother. because as a kid, you couldn't handle the hell that was in her, the emotions, the up and down, or whatever, right? It traumatized you as a kid without you realizing that you were being traumatized. Your innocence was taken away from you, and you woke up in your imagination with anger, and you've been living there ever since. And in there is no peace. And it's not going to change until you see it for yourself and realize she couldn't help herself and forgive her, and God will forgive you.
That I understand, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And have you forgiven her?
I doubt it.
Yeah. Do you see you need to forgive her?
I end up, with that question posed, I immediately slip over into defending her.
Yeah. That's what we do. We defend the devil. Because we think if we were honest about our parents, it means that we don't love them or we this or that, right? But if you love them, you will be honest about it so you can love them with the right kind of love. Emotional love is not love.
If this was my father, it'd be much easier because they were like night and day. But my mother, like, she was a lack of better term. I don't want to say weak, but she suffered from depression. She was separated from her family in the war in England. I feel the need to protect her.
Right.
Yeah.
And how about with your father?
He didn't need any protecting.
Were you close to him?
In some ways,
Do you resent him a little?
parts of him, yeah.
And is he still living?
He just died recently.
Well, you need to forgive him too, because you will never know God as long as you hold anger against your father. You can never know the father if you hate the son. And whether your father was a beta, meaning weak or strong, if you hate your father, you will never know God. You got to forgive him as well.
Just in a general sense, what does that process look like?
You got to see that you have anger and see that you are angry at your parents. And realize just as you can't help yourself dealing with the stuff you're dealing with now, you cannot help yourself. Something else is driving you. You realize that they had the same problem. They did the best they could, but they were driven by the same spirit you're driven by now. And you wouldn't want your family to hate you, right? Your kids, because it's not you, right? And so forgive your mother and father by realizing you are wrong for hating them because you're playing God and you're separated from God. And when you realize that, you will forgive them and God will forgive you and set you free. All of your anger will disappear.
It's interesting you say that the first half of my life was my father's fault.
In what way?
Oh, everything that I thought of, every equation had him in it. Everything ran through him because he was the loud, dominant voice in the house.
Right.
But I think deep down inside, it's the whole experience, both of them.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I've overcome a lot of that with differences, but haven't gone all the way.
If you let me show Jerry the issue. If you forgive your parents now, you can walk out of this room a free man, clear from thoughts, clear from emotions and everything. But you got to realize you are wrong for hating them. Their parents did that to them and they couldn't help it.
Yeah.
And hating is keeping you away from God.
Thank you.
What do you think about that?
Powerful.
It makes
Very
sense.
powerful. It does.
Yeah. Are you married?
I am.
Do you realize you married your mother?
Not really, no.
Why do you think she won't obey you?
She's a pretty strong lady on her own, so.
So that's why you think she won't obey?
I don't know about that word. I'm not comfortable with that word.
You're uncomfortable with the word obey?
Yeah.
Why?
Must be the rebel in me, and it's. We have an understanding, I guess. We work through it, but I don't know if either of us obey either.
You obey her more than she obey you.
If it serves me in the moment.
Yep. How does it feel to be a beta?
I drove here, by the way. So yeah.
Nice.
we're here visiting from Oregon, by the way. For
Oh,
you.
right
Yeah,
on.
Yeah.
What part of Oregon?
Bend.
Right on.
Yep.
I used to live in Grants Pass.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm from here though, but yeah.
Nice. And so, what is it like having a wife that will not obey you?
A lot of my needs or requests are from a small part of me. I think the big picture, we're right on track. So I would say there's a childish part of me that maybe wants service or wants this or that. Not necessarily stuff at a higher plane, so I don't, we seem to work it out.
You know she hates you for being weak, right?
I don't know if I'm weak, but
That's what a beta is.
yeah.
But you having the same problem that your father had with your mother. Because you married your mother, you're attracted to what you hate.
I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your wife want you to be strong. She want you to be the light. She want to be able to look up to you and see the right way to go. But if you're have not forgiven and you're walking in the light, you can't help her.
There are a lot of moments of that,
Yeah.
but again, not all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you work on yourself, forgive your parents, do the silent prayer, doubt every thought, and God will take them all away from you. You and your wife have a chance for a marriage that will last until death do you part. It doesn't have to end if you start working on yourself. And I want to warn you that unless she's working on herself, when you start to wake up as you're doing right now, all hell is going to break loose through your wife. So get ready. The devil's going to fight you in your imagination, and he's going to fight with you, your wife, through your wife to try to keep you away from heaven.
She's been working on herself since I've met her.
Nice.
Yep.
Right on. Any other questions?
No.
Any other disagreement?
No.
I want you to start doing the silent. Do your little Jewish prayer, whatever that is, Hail Mary or whatever, right? But be still and know God. Everything will change for the best. You will have paradise on earth if you forgive God. Forgive your parents. All right? Amazing, huh?
Thank you.
You're
Amazing.
welcome. And so are you the wife? What's your first name?
I'm Chris.
And do you obey him?
No.
I'm sorry?
Sometimes, but not always.
But not always? And why not always?
I'd like to do it always. And I think the false self in me is dying, but sometimes it rears its head and I claw my way out.
Speak up a little bit.
I speak up. That's what I do.
Amazing.
And I put my will into the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you stop?
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop.
Have you forgiven your parents?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, good. And you're doing the silent prayer?
Every morning, every night.
Stay with it, stay with it. Are you Jewish?
No, I'm not.
You white?
I am. Well, yeah.
Are you sure?
I have Italian mother, so
So you're Italian.
yeah. So
Italian who look white married a Jew?
I'm Irish. Yeah, Irish Italian, and I married a Jew.
What?
I know.
So what do you make for dinner?
Pasta.
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 Yeah. Amazing. Well, welcome.
And bagels. No.
That's right. Do you have any questions or disagreement? Any questions about anything? You came a long ways.
Not yet. Not right now. But I really appreciate. We found you with Uncle Tom through Larry Elder.
Yeah.
We were studying the
Right
Civil
on.
War in homeschool, and we found you, and we've been listening to you ever
Right on.
since. A couple years.
Uncle Tom 1 and 2 was
I haven't
good.
seen 2 yet, but
Oh, you
one.
haven't? Oh,
No.
wait until you see Uncle Tom 2.
Yeah.
I'm so proud to be Uncle Tom. Nothing like being Uncle Tom. When you become Uncle Tom, you made it. You're there. Well, good. Any questions come up, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. And are you related to them?
Yes, I'm the daughter.
You're the daughter.
Yeah.
So you're on the tail end of all this.
Yes.
How is it going for you?
It's going better now that I've found you and have been doing the silent prayer and trying to forgive them.
It's going a little better for you now, you
Yes.
say? Going better.
Going better.
And what was it like before you woke up?
I did resent my dad and hated him a lot because he had a lot of the mama energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But now that I've woken up and kind of seen that, I can kind of separate myself from that.
Right on. And so you forgave him. Are you feeling better toward him now?
I haven't forgiven him yet, but I'm
Oh, you
working on
haven't?
it. Yes.
You forgave your mother?
Yes.
And what did you say to your mother?
I told her I forgive her for all her wrongdoings and I'd like to move on.
Speak up for me.
I told her I'd like to forgive her for her wrongdoings and move on together.
And what did she say?
She said yes, that would be great.
And why didn't you go to your father already?
I'm
why
not
haven't
sure.
you gone to him?
I have not yet.
Me, did you know your daughter hates you? Not only does your wife hate you, your daughter hates you, and the cat.
Well, they play it off well. Yeah, the cat does hate me, actually. But
So what is it like here for the first time that she hates you?
I've heard it before, and I have a hard time accepting that because there's good times and there's a lot of love. But I get it. I'm channeling my father and my mother through myself, and I see it.
Yeah. Tell me one thing, not too personal or anything, but one thing you hate your father for. I know you said that woman's spirit coming through. What do you hate you wish he would stop doing?
He's a yeller. He used to yell a lot, especially when I was going through school. And he'd just yell about stuff and like, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. And that was kind of rough.
I understand that, absolutely. Well, you got to forgive him. You heard him say right now, his parents made him angry too.
Yeah.
He dealt with them. So you got to forgive your father so God can forgive you. You know that now, right?
Yes.
So don't keep putting it off because tomorrow is not promised to you. And believe me, you don't want to die in anger. You don't want to die with the spirit of anger.
Yes.
All right? Were you closer to your mother growing up or your father?
I'd say mother, but now I'm getting close to my dad.
Right on. Nice. Because mother hated when children are close to the father. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. She hated when you're close to the father. But nice. Any questions about anything?
I did have a question about the silent prayer.
Yes.
So, how do you because I've done it multiple times and then I've kind of lost it. How do you stick to it? Do you just keep going?
Yeah, just stay with it.
Okay.
Even when the spirit of evil tell you, oh, don't do it, it's not working, you're never going to get it, don't believe that. Those voices are not yours. They're coming straight out of hell. And the last thing the devil wants human beings to do is to let go, be still and know God. They want you fighting for yourself. And you're really not fighting for yourself because there is no self to fight for, but they want you to think you're fighting for you, and they do not want you to let go. And that's what happens when you do the silent prayer. You are letting go and letting God.
Okay.
He would take over. And he would take over and change your nature from fear and loneliness, depression, suicidal thought, looking for love, needing approval from the world, and all that crap. He would take all that away from you, and you will live in this world with perfect peace, having an amazing time.
Okay.
So stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Okay, thank you.
And then during the day, practice being present rather than lost in your head. All right?
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're so fortunate to be waking up at 20. You really are.
Yeah. I have to thank my mom for that because she showed me you. For
Right
sure.
on. Nice. Well, the father going to catch on starting now, so it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
All right?
Better late than never.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. Any other questions or comments? Okay. I have a quick question that I will lay out something for you, I hope. I was talking to, and I've heard this off and on over the, we've been around 35 years last Sunday. Isn't that amazing? But I was talking to a guy, and he was telling me that he something like he know God because he, but yeah, he doesn't have perfect peace, but he know God because he took some. He has a master, a person he called master. Anybody call a person master? You don't have any masters? One, you have a master?
I call my boss master.
You call your boss a master?
As a joke, I was calling them master.
Oh, nice.
It's a joke, yeah.
Yeah, when I used to work the cotton field, when my master said he was sick, I was like, yes, master, we sick. So I understand.
And then when I started doing that, my bosses started calling their bosses master too.
See there? That's right. What happened was, he said that he been seeing this shaman religion, right, Nick? Shaman?
You said it correctly.
Shaman,
A
yep.
shaman. You know what that is? Everybody know what that is. And what they teach you how to find God, but you have to be high. You have to take drugs. And when you're high, they say you experience God. You get to know God while you're high. Anybody ever done that? Oh, good, because I want to understand it more. And they get high and they have this experience. Something happened while they are high off Sherman. And when you come down, you're calling him master because you feel so good. So you've done that? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Tell me quickly about it.
Okay, so yeah, I took shrooms, mushrooms, because I thought, because my mind goes so fast that people say like it slows you down. And so even smoking anything like weed, right, where it's like, it's allowing me to understand the moment and to kind of dissect it. And so you're kind of slowing down and looking at it like in that way, or you're kind of in tune with the voice inside and like the visuals, and you're kind of like, it's kind of, you're making it seem like, well, you're separating yourself. Because like when you're not on shrooms, you're in your emotions. And so when you feel like you're on shrooms, you're looking at yourself objectively. So you're kind of like, when you give advice to someone, it's easier to give good advice to someone like as a
When
third
you're
party.
high?
Yeah, when you're on shrooms, because then now you can separate yourself. You're thinking like because it's like a first time that you're actually introduced with like a spiritual element. Because when, in the Western culture, you don't really hear about spiritual like meditation things. But when you hear about shrooms and like hallucinogenics, like with LSD in the 60s, where like, that's why I want to do it, because I heard about the hippies and I was like, oh, cool, they're loving, they're like, they're deep into right, yeah. So that's why I was like, well, if they do that, I want to do that. If they
I didn't know they thought they saw God.
Yeah, that's why they did it. And so that way because too, they were like, be seeing about the violence in the war, and especially, what's 20 years off of World War II, right? And then you think about the Cold War and about communism and fear and the nukes. So like that's why you want to just step out of time, and that's why you do the shrooms, especially when you're surrounded by so much violence.
Yeah.
That's why you just want to go in your shell. That's like even like Pink Floyd and all those other like they talk about going into your shell, like Supertramp, which is a band from the 60s, 70s, which is they're all encouraging you to go inside but by the guide, and that I wanted to be a shaman.
Really?
Yeah, because I wanted to help people to connect with themselves, because I was like, man, the West gets too caught up in these other things that are man-made. And I was like, let's go back to nature, because God gave us the medicine to kind of like, so that's why I thought it was okay to do the shrooms and the weed, because it wasn't, it was helping you be more.
And you thought you were with God, you saw God.
100%, because I was like away from the violence and of my anger. Because like if you do PCP, right? Or like, you're gonna.
Whoa.
It
hey,
taps.
Are you surprised to hear this?
Because I want to be a shaman, so you have to learn all the.
No wonder they call you the crazy lady.
Oh yeah, you don't even. What you see before, I was a lot even wilder. I mean, I dressed a lot different. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I mean.
You seem so humble and nice now.
Yeah, and that's why even this past, I've been even realizing so much more evil inside myself that I'm like, man, I didn't know that. I thought like, you know, like when Jesus said that, right? He's like, you guys are like alabasters, right? Like you're clean on the outside, but you're so dirty, like a
Yeah.
cup, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I thought I was like doing all these other things and tapping into these other sources. I felt like people were being so materialistic, right? And I was like, wait, that's the downfall. And God talks about serving two masters, right?
Wow.
Mammon. So I was like, oh no, I'm not down with mammon anymore. I'm down with like, you know, nature, things that are free.
And so did you call your Sherman dealer master?
Sure. Well, no, because I had another friend, so I never really bought it. So I thought even better that I was, because I wasn't a drug addict. I was like, oh well, it's
so you got your drugs free?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you black?
Organically. Well, that's why too. Like I didn't even know that I was
I
manipulating
always got my
people.
drugs free too, except welfare day. I bought them.
Well, I was a friendly person, and then like people liked my aura, my vibe, and I think guys thought that I was gonna date them, and I didn't know, and I just played that card too. So.
What?
You get free drugs, and you know, like you get free meals, drugs.
Any other Sherman heads in here? So all you did is thinking that you saw God. Oh, you weren't doing it to find God. I'm sorry?
It was kind of an invitation to know God.
An invitation to do what?
To know God.
Oh, so they said take these drugs and you'll know God?
They didn't say that, but it's kind of like the Bible. It's just like a path to know something beyond the physical. And
By taking drugs?
it's a medicine, but yeah,
It's a
drugs.
medicine, right.
Yeah.
And you did it too? Yeah. Did you have a Sherman?
Yeah.
You had a Sherman?
Yeah, I was in Texas on the Apache reservation. I did ayahuasca, and that one was intense. I got.
But the Indian people have been high for a long time.
Yeah, it was like
That's
6
why
hours.
the white man took the land. They were high.
Yeah, it was like a 6-hour thing. It was intense.
And did you see God?
I didn't see God, but I was able to like detach myself from the ego, and I got to see where the ego was playing me. Like I was just, I literally had a master. Like I was just a puppet because I was being controlled by emotion, by everything. And once the ride is not good in the beginning, but then once you start going deeper into what would you call it? You'd say the high. You start seeing that what you identify with is no bueno. Like it's no good.
Wow.
But the shaman was guiding me through like the whole thing.
And you call him master?
No, I just call him shaman.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was
What a mess.
intense. But the ayahuasca one was the worst one. What, not worst, but it helped the most. And I did have him guiding me vocally, and but I did feel a presence that felt way bigger than I was. And I don't know if that was God or not, but it.
No, that wasn't God.
Okay.
God don't help high people. And you say you did it too?
Yeah, but I never had a shaman, but I.
Oh, you just got high for the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's different. All right. I just want the Sherman people.
Okay.
What did you think about that when you heard what they just said about why they did that? Have you ever done it?
I have not, because to me, I think it's all that new age, everything is I guess it's a form of deception from the devil, and because the devil masks up, pretend he's God. And so when you're on those types of substances, it leaves you in a vulnerable state. Based on what the experiences I heard, it seems like they were removed from whatever there is their consciousness, and allowed themselves to be manipulated by these evil spirits. Because if we were supposed to do that, then Jesus would have taught us to do that.
Instead, he said, let no man teach you. I will send you a teacher. And we have a teacher inside of us. And most people don't trust that teacher at all.
Correct.
They always look on the outside for a teacher.
Correct.
Amazing. Nice. So I won't ask you if you got high off Sherman.
No.
Okay. Nice. I remember once, long story short, I was at a party, and I had been smoking weed. That's about it for me. And I was too insecure to smoke anything else. And they gave me some, they were like, hey, Jesse, you want some windowpane? Who know about the windowpane? Let me see all the drug addicts. Oh. When you took windowpane?
Or a close relative, yeah.
Right
LSD,
on.
we're talking about.
Even the Jews get high.
Yeah. I'm actually a recovering drug addict, so. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so windowpane is a little thin piece of paper. It's like really, and it melts on your tongue. And it has acid on it. And then you put it in and it melts. And once it melts, you start tripping. Everything look different. And I was out in the backyard at a party, and they had these little frogs, like, frogs. You know how in some yards they put little floor and snakes and things. And so I'm sitting there having fun, and all of a sudden the window pane started to work. And I look around me, and the frogs are moving, and the throats were moving. And the snakes were moving. I was like, what the? I started yelling. I was like, what's going on? Everything was turned, all the fart stuff was alive. That must be the same trip that Sherman does. It seemed alive to me, it was moving about. And and then I felt like really, really good. If you want to feel like you're in heaven, smoke some acid. Or whatever, right? Don't smoke it, don't take it, I'm just playing. Even though all your troubles disappear. But I said to myself, this feels too good. This is not real, it feels too good to be real. And I said to myself then, I'm never doing this again. And I never did it again. Because I knew the feeling it was too good to be real. I had no problem, no trouble, no loneliness, no nothing. But when you come off that stuff, everything's still there, it's a problem. So stay away from the drugs. I wanted to say about that is that I want you to know the ego is a spirit, is a dark spirit, and only God can take that away from you. There's no one or nothing physical nothing can take away the ego. It's a false nature that you have identified with, which is evil, and it feels like your nature, and it's not. That's why you think it's you, because it sounds like you feel it in your body, right? The loneliness, the worry, the doubt, the jealousy. It feels like you, but it's not. And nobody can take that away because it's darkness. And only the light of God can take away the darkness. And only reason you don't overcome it really fast because you are so identified with the darkness you think is you, and it's hard for you to let it go because if you don't have anything, nothing to think about, no worries, no emotion, who will I be? You think of that as an identity, and it is, but it's a false identity. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's not even real, but you hold on to that illusion because when you were traumatized by your parent, you went into the illusion of your imagination. And all your life you've been thinking that it was you, and it's not. Drugs is not going to take that away. Calling somebody master, you should not call somebody master anyway. But call no man master. There's only one God, right? But it's not going away until you see it, and the light of God will cause it to go away. He will take it away, but you got to stop identifying with it because it makes you want to hold on to it. When those spirits are dying from you, you feel like you have nothing. You want to go back to it because you feel like nothing. And we're so accustomed to feeling like something. And we hunger and thirst after feelings. And that's where the problem is. Feelings are not free. You're not free when you have feelings. You're in bondage. The worst thing that has happened to you is feelings. You hold on to them for dear life. If you break up with your husband or wife, you want to fight because the feelings are not there anymore. You used to make me feel good. You used to say you love me. You used to do this. And now you yell at me. You don't love me. You really love those feelings too. Because even a negative feeling is a feeling. You got a feeling going on. You can live your life with no feelings at all. I was talking to another person, counseling with them, and they want to be a counselor. They've gone to school for it, and they want to be a drug and an alcohol counselor. And they were telling me that something like, I forgot the total percentage, but nearly 90 or maybe 90% of women have psychologist, counselor degrees. They have gone to school for that, and they're into these alcohol programs and these crazy programs, and they're telling the people that emotions are good. They're keeping the people in hell because if they don't get better. They tell the alcoholic, you are an alcoholic. And the women are like really into the emotional thing. They're pushing it. How will you get better if you stay in emotion? Emotion hasn't helped you so far. At some point, you got to realize, I'm so emotional, I'm up and down, something is wrong with me. This is not working. I'm this old now, how come I'm still fighting for the same thing? You got to overcome emotion. And you can, if you want to. You can really drop them right now, but you love anger. Human beings love anger. And then the preachers and the Christians love anger. And they tell you Jesus was angry. They're lying on Jesus. When Jesus was angry. Because Satan tells them when Jesus was angry, hold on to your anger. That's your defense. That's your weakness. That's not your defense. Your defense is when you don't argue with people, when you don't try to prove anything to anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. That's your defense. When you stop arguing, let people think what they want. And the only way you're thinking about what they think is that you think that way of yourself. And then you try to protect it because you know something's wrong with it, and you try to protect it. Why don't you be free? You could be free just like that. Drop the ego, drop the anger, drop the thoughts, and you can have paradise right here on earth. And all of your problems are inside of you. They're not out there, they're in here. Every thought you have, every emotion you have, every worry, every doubt, every loneliness, every suicidal thought, every anger, everything is in you. It's happening in you, and you think it's happening out there. And it is, but it's happening in other people's world, but you could be free. And I see your hand. I just want to tell you this. I made little notes from this because I wanted to remember. I wanted to tell you, and I want to hear a disagreement. I really do if you disagree. All. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, Mexican, black, Asian, Japanese. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you're X or Trump or whomever, Biden or whatever, right? All human beings have anger. And as a result of that, they're stupid. All human beings are stupid. What? I'm looking at a bunch of stupid people. Anybody disagree that all human beings are stupid? Oh, nice. You agree with me that all human beings are stupid in the green? You're stupid.
Yeah.
You disagree or agree?
No, I agree.
And why do you agree with that?
I can see that in myself, and I see it every day I open my front door or turn on any sort of media whatsoever. It's all around.
It's all stupid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Are you stupid? Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see it a lot in the media. You totally. I mean, that's the foundation of it. Where's our media? Oh, Joel. Oh, you go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, because slowly trying to come out of that, but acknowledging my anger and how much in life it's held me back, and trying to become present and search for that kingdom of heaven within.
Yes.
So,
have you noticed, now that you're waking up, when you reflect, or even if you get angry, don't you feel stupid afterwards? Like,
absolutely. And now it's like I catch myself doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, man, like, why am I doing this? And it happens so much. There was a show I was listening to back that kind of gave me a revelation about something.
Yeah.
It was about all the demons inside of us.
Yeah.
And you remember when Christ goes to cast out the demon to the man, and he asks him, what's your name? And he says, my name is Legion. And we literally have a legion of demons within inside of us.
100%.
So learning to do that is slowly bringing freedom into my life.
Yes.
And again, I don't have perfect peace like you speak of, because I still have those moments where I'm there, but I can see almost a light at the end of the tunnel of, hey, if I keep practicing, because the silent prayer is the thing for me that's seeking the kingdom of heaven within.
Yes.
You know, so when I do
Be
that, when I
quiet.
stay in that practice, I can feel the rest of my issues dissipating away.
Yes. Absolutely, man. Well, you stay with it. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Isn't that amazing? Do you feel stupid when you're angry?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And did you know you're stupid?
I always knew other people were stupid, and then when it happens so fast, when I say something, and it's just amazing how stupid.
Yeah.
Like
What
how
does it
quick.
feel like knowing now that you're stupid? So if we would call you
It's
stupid, then
terrible.
yeah, you're right. I'm stupid as stupid can
It's
be.
very annoying, very terrible.
You feel bad knowing you're stupid?
Yes.
And why?
Because it holds me back. It,
Speak up a little bit so they can hear you way over there.
what was the question?
Do you feel bad? How do you feel now knowing that you're stupid?
Just, yeah, feel bad, yeah, about it, because
Are you glad to see that you're stupid?
I'm glad to see that in me, yes. Yes.
Right on.
But I want to overcome it
Right on.
quickly, because it happens so quickly.
I've seen people come to these meetings, and these meetings are so good, and they get on their cell phone in the meeting. And I'm thinking, that's a stupid person. If I point out the stupid, everybody kind of leave this room, won't come back. But you should come back. Be glad you were made to see that you're stupid, all right? But did you forgive your parents?
My mom, yeah. But my dad, I spoke to you about this a long time ago, but I haven't done it
You spoke to me
yet.
about this?
Yeah, and what I did was I was told to find out what it was, what it was like being married to her.
Yes.
And the only thing he said was he didn't really give me an answer. He just said, you know, I really feel bad. I miss her, stuff like that.
Did you forgive him?
I've said I'm going to get back to you because I haven't yet. I have to figure out, okay, well, what he said, what did that mean? And, okay, it's going to be pretty
He made
easy.
her his God. That's what he meant by that.
Okay.
And so why haven't you forgiven him?
I just haven't called him back yet. But I'm going to do it. It's going to be easy, I think.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
In the morning.
That means no. The moment they go, that means no. And why not?
I fall asleep at night, so it's very hard for me to stay in it because my mind just starts falling asleep at night when I try to do it.
And why not do it before you get to the sleep part of your night? Let's say you get sleepy at 8 or 8:30 or
Yeah.
9. Why not do it at 7?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to try that.
I'm sorry?
I think I'm going to try it like way earlier.
And are you doing it during the day, kind of catching yourself being lost in your mind?
Yes, and I stopped for a while. I have to get back on it during the day too. Yep.
Suffer and die.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, stupid.
Yep.
That's stupid. Cut it out. Fight for your life.
Yeah,
Overcome your hell. You could be free.
for sure.
Any questions?
I think not. No.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Amazing.
just work on it.
Nice. Okay. And how about you? Did you go and forgive? Oh, hold on 1 minute. Did you go and forgive your parents?
I did.
And what happened when you went and forgave your mother?
I did it twice. The first time, super scared, kind of try to control the situation, and did it the second time because the devil was telling me I hadn't forgiven her, and so I did it the second time. So there's no doubt. And I told her, I was wrong.
Speak up for me.
I was wrong for resenting you.
All right.
And
What she say, long story short?
she couldn't understand.
Oh, she understood.
And I said, it's like this. Don't come to me about my dad.
Nice.
And she said, well, who should I go to? And I said, you have a church that you can go and complain
That's
about my
right.
dad. So
Amazing. And did you forgive your father? How did that go?
it went well.
And what makes you cry about it now when you think about it?
It's not that. I'm just confronting fear of speaking out.
Yes. And what did that have to do with your father?
I don't believe it has anything to do with my father. So I forgave my father, and I asked him, why didn't you protect me from my mom? And he shrugged his shoulders. He didn't say anything.
He's like, I don't know. Amazing.
Yeah.
And you felt what about that?
After that, I saw the spirit that was, controlling him. So I
Yeah.
understood.
Right on. So have you forgiven him?
I have, yeah.
And do you still have fear?
I do.
And what does that look like? Fear. What does that look like?
Hiding.
What?
Hiding.
Yes. All human beings with anger has fear and they hide. Absolutely. That's deep.
I was, when I was about 4 or 5, I was
Speak up a little bit.
When I was about 4 or 5, I was raped and molested. So, since then, the fear has wanted me to hide. So I'm trying to face it coming here.
Yeah. And the fear wants you to hide from what?
I'm not exactly sure.
And how does it want you to hide since you don't know why? How are you going to hide? Like stay in the house or what?
Most of the time I stay in the house, yeah. I'm not like an outgoing person.
And you want to be?
Not necessarily,
You like
but
hiding?
I want to be able to speak without fear.
Right.
Or,
Absolutely. And so the fear tell you to hide from what?
I don't know exactly. Like,
So it just tell you to hide, but it doesn't say from what? It doesn't tell you to hide from men?
no, I would rather hide from a woman than a man.
Oh, you? I don't blame you. And why would you rather hide from a woman than a man?
'Cause then I have to deal with the evilness.
That's in other women?
Yeah. Yeah, I drank a lot.
You drink a lot?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Not
yeah.
anymore?
No.
Oh, okay.
And at first I thought I was drinking because of my kids, you know, dealing with my kids. And then I realized I can't stand myself.
Yes.
And when I found you, you had said women have no love, and I was like, finally, somebody that like sees what I saw years ago.
Yes.
Because I couldn't understand, like, why am I treating my son this way?
Yeah.
Couldn't figure it out. Went to church, no help. And the only logical reasoning that I could come up with was, I have no love.
Absolutely. Amazing. Were you glad to see that?
I was, yeah, but I didn't have anything. I didn't have a solution then, you know.
And that's what you want, no solution. Because the devil causes you to make up your own solutions. He really will, and then he'll laugh at you. Amazing, huh? And so how are you treating your son now?
A lot better, yeah. I realized, God helped me realize that I was judging my husband, that I was judging my children, that I was judging myself. It just trickled everywhere.
Yes, that's evil. We are all possessed with evil. Every human being. That's why God said, all who are born through the flesh, through the woman, must be born again of the Spirit. And we all have to be born again if we want to be free. We got to forgive and go back to the Father, enter into the kingdom. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
And so so you were raped at 5. Why have you been holding on to that so long? What good has it done you to hold on to that?
Like after it happened, I had made a promise to never tell anybody. So I dealt with it by myself for like 20 years.
And did you forgive the people that raped you or person?
I did, yeah.
You forgave them because they had the same spirit you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. All right? And so you still have fear.
Yeah.
You want to get over that fear?
I would love to.
You would love to?
Oh, yeah.
You really would love to.
Yeah.
And if I show you how to let it go right now, would you let it go?
I would.
Come up here. And all eyes are going to be on you. Come with the mic. What are you thinking about it coming up here right now? What's on your mind?
No.
I'm sorry?
No, but I will.
And who is telling you no?
Not me, the fear.
Who is telling you that?
The fear.
That's right. And come on over here. Do you mind being on camera?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's fine.
You okay about being on camera? Come over here then, so that everybody can really see you and judge you. And say horrible things about you. They'll say, oh, she was raped at 5. Look at her. Look out in the audience. Why are you shaking? She like this. Why are you shaking? What is the fear telling you now, right now?
To cry.
Yeah, that is the fear telling you. That's not you telling you that. And what else is it saying to you?
I don't know.
But you're right. And this is such a good point. All the voices that you hear in your head are evil. They're not yours. They tell you to cry. They tell you to be worried. They tell you to be lonely. They tell you to judge yourself and others. They tell you that's a black person, that's a white person, hate that person, hate that person. They tell you hate the Jew, hate somebody. They tell women who are married with children, don't let your children see their father. They tell the women that too. Don't you punish that father. Don't let them see their kids. Even if it's hurting the kid, even if the kids want to see daddy, don't let him see his children. And the devil tell, oh, he may rape them or he may touch them in the wrong. You can use that as the devil telling women that. I hear it all the time. And they believe it because they believe that voice. The same voice that tell you to have fear, it's the same voice that tell you that you're no good. It's the same voice that tell you you should compare yourself to someone else. You don't have as much money as that person. You're not as good looking as that person. You're not this, and you believe it. You believe in voices. You're possessed with evil. I really want you to pay attention to this. The voice that tell you to get mad at another person, that's evil. It's not God and it's not real. If the voices were true and somebody didn't want to hang out with you, you just say, oh, okay, bye, and you wouldn't feel a thing about it. You've been married 40 years and your wife or husband decided to leave, you would just say, oh, okay, see you later. And you wouldn't feel a thing about it, but the voice would tell you, oh, they're going to be with someone else. They left you. Go get them. Control them. Make love to them. Do whatever it takes to do. Call up your neighbor and tell them how bad that person is. And you'll call up the neighbor and tell all your business, and now the neighbor spare your business. Because the voice told you to do that. It wasn't you. It is not from God. The voices are lies. They're ego. They're evil spirit. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Amazing. And so what are they telling you right now? Come closer up here. We're going to get you closer to the crowd. What are they telling you right now?
I don't hear anything right now.
And you know why? Because you're paying attention to them. You are aware. When you become aware of those voices, they lose authority over you. They can't make you do anything. When you stop, when you become aware, that's why the greatest sin is to forget. Because when you forget to be present with God, you're back into your imagination, you're with the devil. You're with evil. You got to practice being present all the time. God is always right here all the time. He never into your thoughts or your feelings, your emotions. Never, ever. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Amazing. And so what do you want to say to the audience? So when you forget about being raped, your body's healed, but
Yeah.
your spirit has been the problem. It's not been your body.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over it.
Yeah, let it
but
all
it
pass.
just like it'll come up, and I'm like, okay.
From
But the fear, I don't know. It just.
the next time those thoughts come up about it, you let it pass. Don't call it you. You give it no life. And it's done. It's just the devil reminding you of a so-called past. Because when that happened, it happened then. And when it was over then. Yeah. But the devil keep telling you about the past, which doesn't exist, and you believe it, and then you start acting like you have a past. You don't. So let it pass. Amazing, huh?
Yes.
You having fun?
I'm having a blast. Yeah.
You having a blast?
Yeah.
All right. Tell the folks what you realize, and then I'll let you know. What you realize just this moment, what you learned from speaking up this moment, right now.
I don't have it yet.
You don't have it yet? Oh, okay, I understand. Have you ever heard of the anchor baby?
Mm-hmm.
Is he in the room?
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's right there.
Have you ever heard the Hake report?
I have.
And where is he?
Over here. Right there.
Have you ever heard of Joel Friday? He black.
I have.
And where is he?
Right there.
Did you hear any news about him lately that shocked the world?
No.
Oh, okay. Anybody heard any news about Joel? Did it shock you? It did? I was so shocked all the blacks fell off. I'm like, what? When you heard it, what did you think?
Knocked me into Monday.
So, what happened?
I was surprised. Said it knocked me into Monday listening to Joel Friday.
It knocked me into Monday, Tuesday, and Bible Thumper Thursday.
I thought something was up though when one of your shows you said, "What's that on your finger?" Or like, and you made a comment, and I was like, I thought Joel got a tattoo. And then I was like, if it ain't a tattoo, it's a ring. It's one of the two. So I thought maybe something is up, but then I let it go. And then I think it was on February 13th he announced it, right? Yeah. I was like, whoa, he was really good about keeping that to himself. Most people are out bragging and talking up a storm about it, but
No, it was a
very
secret.
private. Yeah.
It was such a secret, I was scared to mention it. And I wanted to real bad. But, he's like, what are they talking about now with Joel? No problem. I was wondering too. They in church talking about Joel Friday, and he black. That's Joel right there. And so one day we were doing, I had my experts on my radio show, and Joel was in there, and he was doing this with his hands, gesturing while he was talking. And I'm looking at him like, this is so funny. He put his hand in the air like that, like he just don't care. And I was cracking up. It was so funny because he finally caught on to what I was saying. And I'm like, and the people on the radio, what's wrong with Jesse? He's laughing so hard. Is he high? But what happened, I knew that people would see his ring. And I knew he did not want to be out there right then, right? And so he finally kind of put it away. But I can't tell you who his wife is yet, because I get in trouble. Right, Joel? Not yet. Don't say yet.
Well, I mean, you can.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing. Because he'll yell at me tomorrow at the meeting. And I'm like a father, your son do something that's so amazing you want to tell the world, right? But I can't tell it.
You don't want to say it, yes.
No, I'll wait until you tell me it's okay. All right? All right? All right. She can cook. Oh, my God. She made meatloaf the other day, and he brought some home, to office. And he like, oh, that meatloaf looks so good, I said. He like, you want some? I'm like, yeah. It was so good. I wanted to ask for more, but I held it off. But that's Joel Friday. Any other thing before we run here? Any questions?
No.
You have fear right now?
Barely.
A little, huh? So here's what I want you to do this about the fear. Every time you want to go somewhere or whatever you want to do, and fear comes and it tell you not to, make sure you do it anyway. Shaking in your boots, because go anyway. Speak up anyway, whatever. And you will see that the fear is just an illusion. It's not even real. It's just something in your head telling you that, and it's lying to you because it want to make a home in you, and it's lying to you. So never let fear stop you again.
Okay.
If you don't do it, it's not don't do it because of fear. You do it because of the fear. But if you don't have fear, you don't feel like doing whatever, don't do it. But if fear comes, you go anyway. That make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So that it'll be taken away from you, and you will never have it again, no matter what. But you got to face it in order to overcome it. You can't hide from it. Every human being is faced with fear because they think it's real. It's not real. All right?
Sounds good.
Amazing, huh?
Yes.
Did you let your anger go?
I did.
You have no more anger?
I watch it
Yes.
because I see it happening with my kids.
Yes.
At moments, and I watch it. And
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And don't call it you. I don't care how painful it feels or whatever, don't call it you. It is not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
And so look around the room, and then you can walk down the stairs, and everybody look all the way around. And look them in the eyes. Don't just look at them. Look at everybody in the eyes. See everybody over here in the eyes. What do it feel like looking at everyone in the eyes?
Fine, yeah.
And what are the thoughts telling you?
I don't know. Hello.
Look them in the eyes. Look them in the eyes and tell me what the thoughts are telling you. Nothing?
That they're looking at me.
Yeah. The thoughts are telling you they're looking at you. And what do you think about that? Do you feel
I mean, I
anything?
see it. I see them looking at me.
Do you feel anything about them looking at you?
No.
Does it bother you? No fear or anything, huh?
No.
Right on. And how about this group?
Yeah, they look pretty good.
And you feel comfortable looking at them?
Yeah.
And what do you think about knowing they judging you right now?
I can't do anything about that.
That's
so.
right. Don't even think about it. You have no business thinking about anything that anyone think about you. It's in you, it's not in that. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And how about this group? We got a whole bunch of them over here judging you.
It wants me to cry again.
It's telling you to cry? What is it saying?
It's saying cry, and then it's like this emotion just pours over me.
Yes. And the emotion is coming from the thoughts. The emotion is not even real either. It's an illusion. Isn't that amazing? And so look at the crowd and cry. Do you feel silly crying right now? Yeah, you look pretty silly crying.
Thanks.
Because there's nothing to cry about.
Right.
Everybody on earth have the same identical problems. The same problem, there's nothing new. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So look at the crowd.
Oh, gosh.
What?
I can't even like.
What?
I can't even pinpoint it. It's just like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like a shower, you know, that's being poured over me, and
All
I
thoughts.
can't stop it.
And don't try. It's enough to see it. Don't try to stop it. And don't call it you. You understand that? You got to see those thoughts. It's the unawareness of the thought that makes them control you, allows them to control. But if you see them, they will lose control, and they will be taken away from you. You got to stay present so you can see. You got to see, and you got to see that all your problems are in your mind, not even real. No such thing.
I see that. It just went unconscious,
Yes.
and I like. It's like I almost entered into the shower.
Absolutely. That's deep.
I see that. Yeah.
And that's the light of God that allows you to see the not you. Really. And you want to practice being with that.
Gotcha.
So look at the crowd and cry some more.
Nothing.
Nothing. Huh?
Yeah.
Right on. Amazing.
Cool.
I wish you would stay with it.
I will,
Really.
yeah.
You, the real you, you are free. You just don't know it. You're so accustomed to the not you, to the hell that's in your imagination. And you think it's you. And even when the rape thing happened when you were a kid, it wasn't happening to you. It was happening to your body, but you're not your body. And had your parents or somebody said, you know what, don't hate them. It's wrong what they did, but don't hate them. It didn't happen to you. It's happened to your body. You would have been over this a long time ago, because you're not your body. Your body heals, but because you have the anger, your spirit don't heal. It keeps you away from God into the darkness. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So forget about your little rape thing.
Yeah.
And don't be,
For sure.
don't be like all those women. Oh, I was raped when I was 12. Everybody, my daddy raped me. And they hold on to it like a badge of honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You let hell go by letting thoughts go.
Yeah.
All right? That makes sense?
Yes.
And forgive the rapists. They could help. God said we have to forgive our enemies. We can't hate anyone because they're dealing with the same thing, with the same spirit. That makes sense?
It does. Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you heard me ask people, who are you?
Yeah.
And you say, who are you?
I'm not sure yet. I've seen a glimpse. I did call your show one time because I was really going through it.
Oh, okay.
And the voice was saying things as you were speaking, and it was saying words that I'd never heard you say before.
Yes.
So then I went to go watch the video, and it shattered the reality that I was in. And I was just taken back by it. And when that happened, there was like a disconnect between my children and I.
Yes.
There was no like emotion.
Yes.
And I could see them differently. And when I saw myself, it was like there was something surrounding me, like almost like a alien. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was peace, ultimately.
Nice.
It was from like head to toe wearing a new suit.
Yes.
You know, so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
God has put his angels in charge over us. You just don't know it. And the reason you don't know it because you trust the lie more than you trust the truth. You trust your imagination more than you trust living in the presence of God. So you don't even believe in God. You won't stay in his presence. And you don't know that he will not let you fall because you never let yourself fall, the false self. You're always trying to save yourself. And that's where the problem is. You don't trust God at all. Zero. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing. You want to cry some more? Then I can go.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh. The young lady in the black, where have you learned anything from what she said?
I learned that we all go
And
through.
speak up so you can hear all.
I learned that we all go through the same problem in different forms. The things that she was saying, I could see myself going through.
Yeah.
And what was interesting, before I had a very strong opinion about who I am. When you asked that question to her, I started answering myself.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am.
The devil will tell you real fast who you are. He'll tell you. Somebody asks you who you are, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a painter, I'm a this, and you're none of those things. That's just what you do. It's not who you are. Period. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing. When she went up there on the stage, I felt bad for her.
You feel bad for her?
Inside of me.
So you like feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I realized there's absolutely nothing, even that anyone is judging, there's absolutely nothing there. Like,
yes.
Let everyone judge. And I started implementing that on my life. Works wonders.
Stay with it, stay with it. We have no problems. All problems are an illusion. They're not real at all, zero. Isn't that amazing? When she came up, the young lady, when she came up on the stage, what did you think? Having her come on the stage, what were you thinking when she came up and what did you learn from it?
I also felt, well, I kind of put myself in that situation, and I'd probably be a little nervous too. But watching her kind of overcome that, even though she still felt emotional, I think it was nice seeing that. And I don't know, I just kind of felt for her, I guess.
You what?
I felt for her.
You felt for her?
Yeah.
And what did you feel for her?
Nervousness, I guess, because
You
I would be
nervous?
pretty nervous. So, yeah.
You would be nervous.
I would, yeah.
And you told the wrong person that.
I know.
And why would you be nervous?
I'd probably be thinking the same thing, like, what are other people thinking about me, even though it doesn't really matter. And I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the thoughts.
And who was telling you to feel nervous for her?
The devil.
I'm sorry?
The devil.
And you felt something behind it?
What was that?
You felt nervous pains?
I mean, not really. It was just like a quick thought.
But you did feel a little felt nervous for her. Because pain comes with, the feeling of nervousness has some pain behind it. You feel nervous, right? Did you feel anything like that?
No, it wasn't that deep.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
One last word. Blah, 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 blah. Way in the back, what did you learn from her, her talk today? Right here, girl. Yeah.
Like that we do all have the same problems.
Yes, because is the mic on? She's trying to turn it off.
Yeah, I did. That we do have the same problems. Exactly like when you stepped on stage, I would have thought the same thing. Like, if I come on camera, everybody's gonna know what happened to me, and they're gonna put a face to the story, and I don't want that. And I've talked to Jesse about that too, separating your spirit from things that have happened to you or things that you've gone through. But it's just really hard to leave the past in the past. And I would be, when I saw you, I felt like you look like you're bothered by what's going on inside to me. And that made me feel bad for you because I'm sure that I've looked that way too.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
When I saw you in pain back there, I was like, the devil got her. Really?
Yeah.
When you see the devil in you and you start to overcome, you're going to see the devil. You'll be walking down the road without even trying. You're going to see the devil in human beings. But most people are so into themselves, they don't even pay attention to others because they're all about self, right? But they don't pay attention to the people they live with, they work with, their friends, their family. They don't pay attention to see that the devil's in them too, that they're lost because they're about themselves, ego. Amazing, huh? Amazing. You're married, right?
Yeah.
Do you obey your husband?
I think so.
All that hell in you, you don't obey no husband.
Well, I think I do, but that's just a thought. That's not like for real, for real. You have to ask him.
That's your husband right there?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Joe.
Hey, Joe. Does she obey?
She does.
She obey now?
She does.
Nice. It feel good to have her obey?
What was that?
Does it feel good to have a wife that finally obey you?
I don't feel any way about it. It's
You don't?
just, it's good for our family.
Yeah, absolutely. You working on yourself?
Yeah, every day.
Right on. Amazing. Well, stay with it. The marriage will last until death do you part if you both working on yourself. Amazing. All right. What do you think about her coming up now? What do you realize from it? Or did you realize anything?
It's a necessary step that she needed to do to get over and through and just continue to be healed from everything she's gone through. I've just been observing her since we've been married, since before we've been married, and her growth and in her direction. She's been in the
Speak up a little
positive. She's been in a good direction with her growth and her with God. She's been seeking God, which is the main factor. She's been seeking God, and God's been showing up in her life where He needs to show up, when He needs to show up, and she's responding to God, and that's pretty much her part in it. And so this is good.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
You want to cry again?
No.
You don't want. You want to cry? Oh, he said such nice things.
I know.
I know. Well, right on. Well, good that you came up and good to meet you, all right?
Good to meet you too. Thank
Nice.
You.
Look at the people as you leave the stage. So come on up real fast. Yes. You should have never told me you were scared. Seems like you're gonna attack me. You stand over there. No, I'm saying no. And so you felt you would feel nervous if you had to come up, right? That's what you were thinking down there.
Yeah.
And do you feel nervous now?
No.
And why not?
I don't know.
Look around the room and everybody in the eye, not fast, slowly. You know they're judging you, right?
And?
And how do you see yourself?
I don't know.
Can you make sure the mic is on?
Oh, Joel, come and see if the mic on. Let Joel see if the mic is on. Okay. How do you see yourself?
I don't know. I never thought about that.
You haven't?
No.
And why have you thought about that? How do I see myself? Why have you thought about that?
I don't know.
You don't know? So you don't know how you see yourself. Who are you?
I don't know yet.
You don't know who you are?
No.
And what is it like not knowing who you are?
It just is.
Meaning what?
I mean, I don't really think anything about it.
Speak to the audience too.
I don't think anything about it.
You don't think about, hey, I don't know myself?
No.
You don't, and why not?
I don't know. I just haven't crossed that bridge yet, I guess.
Oh, okay. Have you forgiven your parents and all that?
Yeah, I did.
And you doing the prayer?
Yeah.
Every morning, every night?
Yeah.
Nice. Any question about anything?
No.
So, were you helped this morning in any way?
Yeah.
In what one little small tiny way? Drug dealer, that's your master calling. You need some Sherman. Go ahead. In a little small way you were helped today. Something you just didn't realize before, but all of a sudden I realized that. If anything. You don't have to make up anything.
Well, I guess I realized I already knew within everything that you kind of say, because we have a teacher within, so it kind of just makes sense. So as you were speaking, it's like I didn't learn anything new, but I already kind of knew what you were speaking about.
I'm sorry?
I already knew what you were speaking about, so I guess I didn't learn anything new.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
Right on. Thank you.
Okay.
So look at the order one more time, slowly, not fast.
Beautiful.
Nice. Oh, man. So listen, I want to ask, because of time, I want to ask the biblical, who know about the biblical question of this week? You know about the biblical question? Nice, right here. And what was the biblical question for this week?
Does the devil know God?
Yes.
Okay.
And you say?
I say no,
And why do you say no?
because he would do better if he knew God.
Amazing. Okay. Because of time, I have to do it fast. And you say?
Does the devil know God? No.
And why do you say no?
He's all about distracting and manipulating and keeping you unconscious, and that's the antithesis of being present with God. I also think he does his best to mimic God.
Okay.
It's a mimicking of, to keep you distracted. But he
Nice.
doesn't know God. He can
Okay.
only mimic.
The young man behind you had his hand. You know the biblical question for this week,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And does Satan know God?
I believe he does.
And why do you say yes?
Because he actively wants to throw us off the path by what she said, mimicking God. So the voices that we hear, we think it's us when
Oh,
it
okay.
really isn't. So he just plays God, but because he knows God.
Amazing. The young lady right there, behind, no, on the first seat. There's a lady sitting there. Yeah.
A young lady. Young.
Does Satan know God?
No, I don't believe he does.
And why you say no?
Well, I heard you this week tell somebody on the show that you don't know God. You can't know God if you haven't forgiven. If we don't forgive, we can't be present. And I don't see how Satan can be in the present, like in the present with, in a spiritual sense with God. Like that's when we're in the present, is when we're with God.
Oh, okay.
So I don't believe he's forgiven, and I believe that he's in his imagination.
Okay. The young man in the black. And then over here. Does Satan know God?
Oh, I was going to ask you about something. I was going to wait till after you were done because I want to ask you something a little off topic, but I suppose I could try to answer it. I don't know. I think he does, because in the Bible they communicate, don't they? In the book of Job, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you believe he does?
Do I believe in what?
You believe that Satan does know God, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
and you had, because of time, you have an off-topic?
Yeah. Well, I had a little different problem than the rest of the people in the room. Like, I mean, I went through all of that kind of stuff, but in the past year and a half, I kind of had like a health issue, multiple health issues that kind of sprung up on me,
Yes.
And I was kind of halfway thinking that it was like spiritual in nature, in the origin, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it kind of caused my body to go, awry, I guess is the word.
Yes.
And I don't know, I guess my question would be like, how would, based on the knowledge and wisdom that you have, like, how would a person like deal with all that kind of stuff? Like,
Good question.
Yeah.
If you do this, I promise you it'll work.
Okay.
Take no thought about your body at all.
Okay.
Don't let the devil tell you, oh, your body's falling apart, you're sick, you got this, you got that, you have cancer. Don't run around telling people you have cancer or anything.
Okay.
Take no thought about your body, and the devil's going to flood you with thoughts. He's going to tell you, your body falling apart, you thought you knew God,
Well,
where is God now? No matter what it is, take no thought, and I'll let you ask,
Right.
and take no thought about it. If you need to go to the doctor, go to a good doctor, find out what you can do in that way to help.
Right.
And then eat properly, work on your spirit, and if God want you healed, he will heal you.
Right. I've been doing that. That's kind of why I came out here to find a good doctor, because I'm from Milwaukee, right?
Okay.
So I had to go to Irvine to find a better doctor, because like Western medicine kind of failed me, so I needed to find a real good functional medicine doctor,
Right.
which we do have where I'm from, but they're more advanced down here on that. So that's why I'm kind of here, like you said, find a good doctor.
Yes.
But a lot of the reason why I would like tell people, because I would tell people like, yo, I got this problem, this, that, and the third. The reason why I would do that was because like, I used to be a super active individual. Like I worked hard, I played hard, all that kind of stuff. So like a lot of the people that I knew, and like coworkers and bosses would expect me to be the 100% guy I used to be when I
Right.
wasn't. So I had to tell them like, look, I know you want me to be that person, but I'm just not there. You know what I'm saying?
understand that.
So like a lot of times I know you're telling me to like, kind of put it to the side or whatever, but there's a lot of instances in life where I had to really
Well, if
speak
you
up.
have to do it, you have to tell your boss or some of your friends you work out with or whatever.
Well, I wound up losing my job over it all too. Like,
Right.
I had a good job too, like a decent one. Like,
Well, no, and there's nothing wrong with telling your boss or whomever, right? But don't tell anyone to get sympathy from it.
right.
You know how you tell people, oh, I'm sick, they go, oh, poor baby.
Yeah, well, there's nothing
Oh,
they
I
can
feel
do.
so sorry for you. I'm going to pray for you. Don't do it for sympathy.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Okay.
But if you got to tell someone, of course you got to tell somebody.
Like if somebody asked me, yo,
Right.
can you lift this box or whatever?
Just
like,
say, no, I can't.
because of XYZ problem I
Right.
have, yeah. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
But do not tell it to people and let them feel sorry for you and then cause you to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know, for yourself. Ask God to let His will be done. If you want me healed, heal me. Right? And He will.
Wait, could you say that part again?
Ask God to let His will be done.
Yeah.
If you want my body healed, heal my body.
Okay.
And don't worry about it.
Let God's will be done. If you want my body healed,
heal me.
Heal me. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you are not your body.
Right.
And yes, you want a healthy body. You want your energy back. You
Absolutely.
You want that. But don't be in your head about it.
Okay.
Do not do that.
Okay.
It'll work out.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't feel sorry for yourself either.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. There's no self to feel sorry for.
Mm-hmm.
You're not your body.
So I'm like the spiritual individual? Is that like what you're saying? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not your body. You live in a body. Your body is just your suit. Your suit to travel around in on Earth.
Right.
It's like you're going out of space with the SpaceX thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you put on a SpaceX suit.
This is it right here.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
it.
Right, I got you.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I understand you have to tell your boss, you have to tell some people,
Right.
but not for sympathy reason.
Right.
You know how women, they get cancer, they tell everybody, I beat cancer. How you beat cancer? You can't beat cancer. That doesn't even make sense, right? I beat, and they tell everybody. And they want sympathy.
Right.
So not for that reason, all right?
Okay, cool.
Nice. The young man right here want to respond, and then right here. Right here, yeah.
For which
Does
question?
Satan know God?
I don't know.
You don't know? What's on your mind right now?
I just had a bad experience last night, and I was listening on the live stream, and I just said, just go and maybe talk to you.
And are you able to say what your bad experience was?
Yeah.
You smoked sherm.
No, close.
Close?
Well, yeah, I smoked some pot after a few days of not smoking it, and then
Speak up.
I smoked pot for like a decade, and I think I did it because I just didn't like myself, and I thought that would make other people like me or something. And you know, before I don't want to say good or bad or whatever, but I've been trying to get myself together. And long story short, last night it was just really bad, and I just had a lot of bad thoughts. And then I remember you said, all thoughts are lies, so that kind of calmed me down. And then I also remember, you know, Jesus said that we're always forgiven, so that calmed me down, and I just waited it out. But it was super scary, and I just kept thinking, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen. I just said it's not in my control, and I just had to surrender. And now my hand's kind of shaking. I don't even know why, but it's just...
You're in your head right now. That's why your hands are shaking.
No, I'm not. I think it's just my body reacting or something, because I'm already like over it.
Oh, you
I'm
still
just,
reacting to last night? That's why you're shaking?
I don't know, not
okay.
really. I think it's just I'm tense from last night. But yeah, that's what happened. And
is it over now?
I would say it's over, but I just felt like I just needed to get it out of me, or just talk about it possibly, and maybe see if there's something else. I don't know if it'll help or not, but just why not?
We can talk about it when this is over. But let me ask, are you
Yes.
doing the silent prayer and all that?
No, I'm not.
And why not? How will you get better in life if you don't let God take over?
Maybe I'm just lying to myself and saying, oh, it's not really a big deal, everything's fine, I don't need to do the silent prayer, it'll be okay even with it or without it, so why bother doing that?
And who is telling you that?
Probably my brain.
And your
Or
thought, not the
even
brain, but the
my
spirits in
thoughts,
your head.
yeah.
Why you listen to them?
I'm not gonna lie, you told us like, oh, you should have a house by 25, this and that, so I followed your advice and I bought a house.
Nice.
I know it sounds cool, but it's kind of not what I expected, and I feel like it's just not as nice as I thought it would be.
The house is not nice?
No, just the experience of having a house. I feel alone. I feel like, why am I here? Like, I'm just chasing.
So you have a house and you feel alone in the house?
Yes.
And who is feeling alone?
Me, my body, I don't know how to explain it.
Who?
Me.
And who are you?
I don't know.
So who feel alone there?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out, or like trying to navigate through.
But who is telling you that you're feeling alone in your own house?
That's the thing. I don't know where the thoughts are coming from, like negative thoughts like that, because I don't really know. So if I have negative thoughts, I try to say, oh, those aren't, it's not
If you had an
realistic.
apartment, would you feel alone?
Maybe it would be different. I don't know.
How
Maybe
would it be
it's just
different?
it's just the pressure of having a house, and maybe like subconscious fear or something like. I'm not really sure.
You can pay the house notes, right?
Sometimes it can be difficult or whatever, but that's.
But so far you're paying the house notes?
Yeah, yeah.
So far you're paying the house note, right? So that's not a problem, right? You're owning the house, that's not a problem, right? Huh?
No.
No. And you're living in the house, that's not a problem, right?
No, I take care of it.
And you have a job, right?
Yes. The thing is, I work with my father, and it gets kind of difficult because everything he says I do, and that's fine. I understand it. But sometimes I might give him a suggestion, and like for his health or whatever. And I realize maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Like,
you shouldn't.
If he wants to live like that, that's fine. If I
Yes.
give him a suggestion and he ignores it, that's fine. But then if I get angry, that's wrong.
Yes.
And I do that, and then I realize, why did I get angry? And maybe that's why last night I was really in my thoughts about it. But I came to, like, after just thinking about it and stuff, I'm like, I can't do that. I have to let other people live the life how they want to live it, and I can't tell them to do that.
No, if you work for your father and you're giving him advice on what you think is good for him, but he doesn't take it, don't bother him about it. Let him down, and then you take over the business.
Yeah.
Right? Then you can pay for your house. Why are you trying to keep him alive when he might want to die? Think about that.
I don't want him to die or nothing.
Why
like,
not?
Or I don't want to get involved in that. It's
But
like,
why are you telling him what's right and he doesn't want to hear it, and you get mad at him?
maybe I'm wrong.
You are for getting mad.
Yeah.
And you're wrong
I know
for
that,
trying
but
to
I
help.
can't even control that part. It's like it just comes out of me.
And you know
for
why?
I feel like I'm being controlled by something else. Like I know this stuff, but I can't just let it
But
be.
you are being controlled by something else. It's not you. It's the spirit of evil that made home in you.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Mhm.
And you say you're not doing the silent prayer?
No.
Well, then you got to do the prayer so you can be, the light of God can show you the not you. Your thoughts and the feelings are not you, right? And he'll take them away and
Mhm.
free you away from them. But you got to do the prayer. You're so silly, man.
I know.
How you going to own a house and you talking about you lonely?
I don't know.
What?
Well, when
Would you
you're-
rather own an apartment and be lonely or a house and be lonely?
It doesn't matter to me. I just want the bigger thing is like last night I was thinking, why is there so much like? I think it's just fear. Like I'm scared something bad might happen, or.
And
like,
who is scared?
Me.
And who are you?
I'm me.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
I'm just a observer, someone that's here.
Then why are you afraid then?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's because I smoke the pot. Because when I don't smoke the pot, everything's fine. And I thought like, oh, I had a great day. I did it. I was very productive. Let
Without
me just
the pot.
relax a little bit. Yeah.
So
and
you
then
feel better without the pot?
Of course.
Of course. So why are you smoking the pot then?
Because I'm dumb. Because we do dumb things.
That's true.
Because you see other people say like, oh yeah, you just relax this and that. And you
What a
listen to other
dummy,
people.
huh?
Yeah.
I told y'all angry people are stupid.
It used to kind of help me, but obviously now
Pot
it's
has never helped you.
maybe it
has
hasn't.
never
It was
helped
a
you.
lie.
It kept you
I kept
away from
telling
the mind
myself.
of God. It has never helped you.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
And so because of time, your question for me is what?
I didn't raise my hand or anything.
No, but
you
you're up
just
there
picked
looking
on me.
pitiful.
Yeah. Well, I thought it would have been over in a bit, and I could talk to you and stuff. I don't mind sharing with other people so they can also know this stuff. Like, I don't mind that at all. I'm fine with that.
Only thing is wrong, you listen to thoughts.
Yeah.
And you think that they're you. There's no such thing as loneliness. There's no such thing as looking for love. There's no such thing as doubt and fear and worry. There's no such thing. It's all illusion, and they're coming from the fake you. They're coming from demons. You are possessed in the mind and thoughts.
I see.
Then God said, your thoughts are not mine, your ways are not mine. So you got to do the silent prayer. So this is you, you're living it here, right? And so the devil is constantly communicating with you, and you think that is you, and he'll tell you, oh, you're lonely. And you're like, yeah, I am. I got this house, I'm lonely. And the devil said, go out and find yourself a woman. And you're like, yeah, I should. And you go out and find a woman, and then you find one that you hate. She hates you, you hate her. You wonder, how did I get this woman? And the devil tell you, okay, go find another one. Someone that, get a church woman. And you go to church and find a woman, and it's still the same problem. You're fighting with her, she's fighting with you in the house, and the devil is laughing. And while the devil is laughing, because you're not paying attention, he'll give you another thought. Oh, sell your house. Get an apartment, you'll feel better. And you'll go and sell your apartment, your house, and get an apartment, and then the devil tell you, you're lonely. You need someone here with you. All you're doing is communicate with evil.
No, I know that. I do know I have these negative thoughts, and sometimes they come and go. Sometimes I see it, and sometimes I don't.
So do the prayers so you can see them all the time, and then they'll completely be taken away from you, and you will have no more thoughts.
Okay.
But you got to do the prayer.
Okay.
You got to practice being present. God is right here all the time, and that's where peace is, the kingdom of heaven. Everything is right here all the time.
I see. I have one statement, like, what about those times when, you know, some coincidence happens, you're like, that's weird. What's that about? Like, I'm Armenian, so...
What?
I'm Armenian, so when I tuned into your show, the first thing I heard was, I think it was this lady that said, oh, I'm also Armenian, and then I'm like, that's weird. Whenever I tune into your show, it's like some weird coincidence happens, or like you see this.
There's nothing weird about that. You just happen to turn into the show that Armenians are. But the
and I'm like...
But the devil tell you, oh, that's weird. That means something.
Yeah, but if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have came here, or I just...
But maybe it's just meant for it to happen. But
yeah, maybe it's just meant for...
Don't put anything into it.
So...
If it's not clear...
Yes.
God is very clear in all things. Do not make up anything in your head.
Okay.
I have a friend that every time he has the same number pop up sometimes. He may have 3 pennies. And he's like, oh, look, Jesse, I have 3 pennies.
Yeah.
It always happens. I'm like, what?
I try not to think about it like that, but...
Don't read
But it
anything.
keeps happening, and I'm like...
You know why?
Just leave
Because the devil keep giving you meanings for it.
Yeah.
So stop it.
Okay.
If it's not clear, it's not from God. God is a clear God. God is all-powerful. All power is in his hand, and he's giving it unto you. But you got to stop listening to this.
Definitely. Thank you.
So don't read anything to that. So next time you hear another Armenian, you don't think, oh.
It wasn't that. I'm just saying
going
it was
to
a
heaven.
coincidence, or it could have been anything. It could have been someone saying like, oh, last night I smoked pot and I had a bad experience. I would have thought the same thing. Or,
Right, but don't
just
say,
don't,
oh, I
just
tuned in
don't,
and
like,
everybody smoke pot. Everybody smoke pot.
Yeah,
And the
you
rest of the
shouldn't though.
people
It's not
do
good
Sherman.
for you. I don't want to take up too much time. Or
Right. What?
What's that? What was that?
Is that it? We'll talk some more right after this.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
But do the prayer and come out of your head.
For sure.
And be grateful for your house, man.
I am, but yeah.
How old are you?
I am 28.
Wow. You're right on time for the house.
Yeah, I bought it like 3 years ago when I was 25. That's why.
Right on.
But I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that. Like I don't
do that.
know. I'm just.
No, just be grateful.
I'm
for
just
the
over
house.
it. I just want to live. I want to work for myself.
Stay out of your head.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
Do the prayer.
Because also like, I've had some bad experiences in my life, and I always thought like, oh, why did it have to happen to me? I also don't want it to happen to others.
Why
And
you don't
I
want other people to have bad experience?
Because it's
Are you a
not
mama?
fun.
All the reason you had a bad experience, you listen to the thought. And the real you
Yeah.
have never had a bad experience. It would never happen to you.
Yeah.
I got to finish.
Yeah. I totally understand. Sorry.
Suffer and die. Go home and be lonely
I will.
in your house. So listen. All right, take that mic. I know you had your head up over and over again real fast.
Earlier you mentioned about considering a man your master.
Right.
I guess it depends on what language you're talking about. Because in Spanish, maestro, is a teacher. There is no word for teacher in Spanish. So your master is your teacher. So, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would get out of that race.
No, well, no, I mean, no. Even in Latin and Italian, I think maestro, that's what it means, a master. Yeah, like, even in English, you're a master of your craft, right? You've mastered your craft. You've
and your
mastered.
point is what? Because of time.
No, the point. Well, what I'm saying is, I mean, in English, automatically you mean when someone mentions, "Oh, he's my master," or "I consider someone my master," oh, he's your he lords over you, like he's your lord. He's your.
Okay, so it's better if the word just means my teacher. But don't you have in mind this is my master?
Yeah.
Just
right,
realize
yeah.
this is my teacher.
Yeah, that's a yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean by it? Like, also when you said stupid, what do you mean by stupid? Like, what's the definition?
Angry people are stupid.
Okay, but what's your what definition do you mean?
People.
People. Okay, but I mean,
when you get mad, you're acting stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's never, ever, 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 ever a reason to be angry about anything. There's never anything that anyone could do to you that should make you angry.
Okay.
If you get angry, you're stupid. And then when you get angry, they can make you feel good. You're stupid.
Okay.
You're out of control. You're stupid. Angry people are separated from God, and they're trying to be their own God. That's why they get angry. It doesn't make sense to get angry about anything. Like his father doesn't want to listen to him when he's trying to give him sound advice. It'll be stupid for him to get mad at his father because he doesn't want advice. God doesn't get mad at us when we don't want to hear from him, right? He just let us be stupid. He's like, okay, take your stupid self on. And he tells Jesus, look at your stupid brother or your stupid sister. Let him suffer. If his father doesn't want their advice, let him suffer, let him die, and then take over the business and make all the money by himself and be lonely at work instead of at home. It's stupid to get mad. It's dumb.
Yeah.
All
and
right?
then earlier you also mentioned.
I'm feeling kind of stupid right now.
Well,
No, go ahead. I'm playing.
But I didn't hear you mention that the perpetrator of whatever they did, even if it wasn't them, shouldn't they pay for what they did? Like the laws of the land say that whoever did those things.
What are you talking about when the white people took the Indian land?
No. I'm talking about the rape and stuff.
What?
The rape. The lady that came up and she was raped when she was young. Shouldn't that person be held accountable?
That's not for you to decide.
I mean, I'm not judging them, but aren't there laws for that?
When they were doing that, sorry, miss. I told you somebody's gonna judge your business.
No, I'm not judging it. No, I'm not judging it.
I know.
But
I'll mess with you.
Yeah.
But when those people did that, they were already being punished within themselves.
Yeah,
They
but
were already
I mean,
in hell.
like you
They
made
were
it seem like
suffering.
just let it go and just whatever. No, that person has to be held accountable for that.
Why?
What? Because it's wrong.
Is it up to you to make them?
No, it's not up to me. It's just like, oh,
Who's it
so
up
should
to
I
then?
just let it go? Nobody's gonna let it go. Like if I was
Now,
the
if you
father of
mean
a
like,
daughter,
let's say that somebody steal your car and you want them to go to jail.
Yeah.
Right? If it's illegal to steal the car and they need to be punished for that, then that's fine. But she shouldn't resent them at all about it. Don't judge
I'm not
them.
gonna resent them. Just
at all.
held them.
But if they don't go to,
Have
let's
them
say they
held
don't go to
accountable.
jail, right? And she should still not feel anything about it because they're already being punished within themselves. They are not free.
Yeah,
They're
I'm not gonna hold it against them like my whole life. But as long as they pay for it, they pay the punishment.
Would you hold it against them
yeah.
if they didn't pay for it?
What? Yeah, I mean,
You will hold it against them if they did not go to jail?
Who wouldn't?
No, would you?
Would I? Yes.
Beta. Is God holding things against you for what you've done?
If I don't repent,
If-
yeah, but
is
I gotta
God-
pay for what I did.
Real fast, is God holding things against you for what you've done?
If I hadn't,
Give me a quick yes or no.
if I don't recognize it, or if I don't, before Him say that yes, I acknowledge I did this wrong, and I'm wrong for it, and I'm sorry for it. That if
No.
I don't do that, then He doesn't
No,
hold it against
that's
me.
not true. That doesn't work for God. Because when you say you're sorry for it, He know you didn't mean it anyway. People that say I'm sorry for it don't mean a thing. They turn right around and do
Or
it
I
again.
repent, or is
No,
repentance and
God is not judging you because He knows that it wasn't you. It was the Spirit that made a home in you. People judge. God does not judge.
But doesn't
All
the
your
scripture say
sins
that
have
we
been
have to
wiped away.
repent?
What?
Doesn't the scripture say that we have to repent?
For having judgment, for judging people. That's what you need to repent of. Playing God. Good question though, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah,
you.
no, I like that.
Yeah.
You done?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, because of time.
Yeah, because of time.
Yeah.
But really good question though. But God does not judge you for anything that you have done. I don't care how low life you are, trailer, park, trash. That's what white people are, right? Hood, yeah, ghetto hood, trash, rapist, murder, robbery, and all that. He does not judge you because He knows it wasn't you. You judge you, or you think you judge you, and your emotion makes you think you're judging, but God is not because He knows it wasn't you. All of your sins have been forgiven. That's why when you overcome these thoughts and your nature change, you can only do good. You cannot do evil. You have a brand new nature. You can only do good. I want to tell you this and then I'm done. You got to drop all your anger. And I wrote this down because this is where I hear from people all the time. And I want you to know that you are stupid if you're angry. I don't care how many degrees you have or don't have. And you have been taught wrong how to live. And you're never going to live up to it. Stop trying. You've been taught wrong. Stop trying to live up to what your parents, your teachers, your friends, your family, everybody taught you. They have taught you wrong, and that's why you're miserable. You're trying to live up to something that never will happen. You try to be good, you try to do good, you want to be right, and you can't. So here's what I want you to know you've been taught wrong about some of the things. When you're angry, you've been told anger is good. It's not. It's evil. It's pure evil. And we've been told to what type of career we must have. Our parents and others tell us what type of career to get. They don't tell you to go to work. They tell you what to do, and you try to live up to that, and then you start doing what they tell you to do, and you're unhappy. I don't like this job. It's not really what I want. They told you to live that way, and you fell for it. They told you to get money, and now money become a serious thing for you, and you're afraid when you don't have it. And money is never enough. They told you wrong. Don't have that fearful relationship with money. Money is just money so you can function on earth. You get your bills paid, you're fine. You got food on your table, you're fine. You don't need $1 million to be happy at dinner time. That makes sense? But you've been told to do that. You've been told you got to have a home. I'm sorry, God, I traumatized you. I was told that too. You've been told you got to have a home. And so you're never happy with a one room. And especially if you go to somebody else's house, they have such a beautiful home, you feel like, oh, I got to have this. I love this. I'm gonna get this house. Because somebody told you growing up, you gotta get a home. You've been told you gotta get married. You don't have to get married. And the people who told you you gotta get married, your family, your teachers, your friends, everybody, they're unhappy in marriage if they're married. They're catching hell. And now you've been told you gotta get married, so you can't wait to get married, thinking it's gonna bring happiness, and it's only bring hell. You know what amazing? You've been told wrong. And I'm gonna move faster, I gotta end it. You've been told about morality. You gotta be a moral person. You gotta have morality. And you work so hard to have morality and you never get it. You've been trying to get it and you can't reach it. You've been told wrong. Nobody on earth has morality, everybody is moral. Even the Pope, and the Pope is shit. Immorality. So, you can never, in closing, you can never live up to any of those things. So what do what you want. I highly recommend stop trying to live up to anything. Drop all your morals, drop all what you're trying to live up to, and simply live your life. Moment by moment, not in the past, not in the future, but in the present. Be grateful for whatever you have and wish everybody else well. Don't try to be like anyone. If you have a one-room house with some cornbread and sugar water, be grateful for that. And somebody will have steak in their home, they're like, ooh, I smell that steak next door. You be grateful for your cornbread and your sugar water. God doesn't require you to have a whole bunch of money and a big whole house and a lot of food. You got one meal for now, that's fine. Stop trying to live up to anything that you've been taught. And I promise you, if you do the silent prayer, drop your anger and stay present, you're going to see what I mean, and you will have perfect peace. You really will have perfect peace. But you've been taught wrong how to live. And ain't nobody living up to what they've been taught. Everybody's why would somebody tell you to get married? They're miserable in marriage. Been through 12 divorces. And they tell you to get married. They wishing you hell. They're inviting you into their hell. So do what you want. But if you do the silent prayer, you're going to see clearly what I'm talking about, because all of your old ways will pass away. All of your ideas and your feelings and your emotions and all that will be taken away from you, and you will live a free life right here on earth. You will live in the kingdom of heaven. All right? Amazing. So the brand new biblical, oh, by the way, and I'll talk about this tomorrow on the show, but Satan does not know God. Satan, and that's why he's so ticked. Satan has no contact with God at all. He's totally evil. That's why he does what human beings who don't know God. Satan get mad and make other spirits and other human beings his God. They're gods. Just like you don't know God. If you did, you would never make another person your hero or your leader or your this. You would never put yourself below anyone or above anyone. But you do, because you create heroes and you create leaders. Because you don't know God. You and the devil one, and you don't know God. Satan does not know God. He's miserable. And you don't know him either. When you're up here, you have anger. That's why you're miserable. Amazing. We'll talk about that more. I'm out of time. The biblical question for next week. Ooh, a doozy. Do you trust God? Do you trust God? All right. Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer. How do you trust God? Thank you, man. Right. That's what I like. White people around me, I don't have to remember the important things. I don't have to hold on to it. So do you trust God? Oh, how do you trust God? See, I forgot just that quick. How do you trust God? That's a biblical question. All right. Do the silent prayer. Be aware. Practice staying present. Stand right here, not in your head. I gotta sit down because of the camera. Not in your head, but always right here. God is right here. He tells you all thoughts are all lies all the time. You're worshiping the devil in your mind. It's not you. You don't even know who you are. But when the not you disappear, and it will, if you stay with it, the fake you will disappear and you will know you. You will appear again. You used to know you, but you forgot when you became angry and became one with evil. All right? So do what you want with that. And don't forget we need your money. Donate. Help us to help others. All right? Go to rebuildingaman.com/donate. I'm out of time. Bye. Bye. Oh, hold on. The Women's Forum this Thursday. Every first Thursday night, we have a meeting for ladies only at 7 p.m. And it's the third Thursday night, which is this week. And for men, it's the first Thursday night of the month. And those meetings are dynamite. So don't miss it. So, bye. What we going to